I could just say ditto. And thank you for your time. But I am going to add a few things. I want to pick up where Liz, things that Liz pointed to that I think are very appropriate. In the bio on myself and the East Oakland Community Project, it says that it's 145. There is a relatively new 2008 opening, 145-bed shelter. A shelter that, by the way, opened on January 31st, 2008 as a 125-bed shelter. And so when Liz talks about the fact that we need to not forget where people go first or where they often end up. Oh, you can't hear my New York voice? Okay. Hello? Oh, okay. I'll try to hold it away from me a little bit. We should never forget that so many of our people at risk, including our families, are ending up in shelters. But I will say that because there is more funding, because our mainstream services have been more responsive, we are there for people, and we were able to put more beds in so that we became a 145-bed shelter. On the one hand, that's not good news, but on the other hand, that is very good news, because where would those people be if they weren't there? And that's something we can't leave our minds. We have to continue to be responsive, and we are being responsive. We have to continue to work with each other in ways that hold each other accountable for the work that we're trying to do together. And so everything that she said about getting out of our silos, and everything that Anya said about training people within our various, whether we have a CBO or we work for a large agency, to know more so that they can help better. I am so thrilled to hear about what the Social Services Agency is doing, because I know from talking to our case managers, from talking to our housing specialists, from talking to our partners, that that is going to make a huge difference to families and individuals who approach the Social Services Agency for help. So I'm thrilled to hear that. We also need to continue to listen. What I am finding is that once a funding stream is in place, of course we depend on it. Sometimes we get stuck around it. Sometimes we think that it's going to be there forever. And in this business, we have to, unfortunately or fortunately, keep learning that it's not going to be there forever. And so we have to keep listening and responding. And I find that if we keep listening and responding, we will change, but change has to happen like a dance. Like, we have to keep the music going until we can change partners, or until we can change the way the whole thing is orchestrated. I think that's where our community is at right now, and I'm hoping that we continue to do what we do with integrity so that we can continue to be there for the people who need us the most. And while they are associating with us, while they're coming to us for help, we're going to be able to listen to them, because in so many instances, we think we know the answers. We went to school, we did this program. I was a social worker in a homeless program in New York in 1980. That doesn't mean I know everything, because I don't. And I think that our families, like the other homeless people we serve, know things. And I think that if we keep listening and we respond with integrity, we will continue to help, but we do have to work together. And I think that what I have found with our families is we have to keep asking ourselves to listen to them, to ask questions that will help them think about what the future will look like, to help them to see beyond the emergency by getting them out of the emergency, helping them get out of the emergency as quickly as possible, to see where education, job retention, first of all, obtaining a job and then retaining a job will help. These are the big issues in our community right now, because as you all know, wherever you are in our continuum, that more education, more jobs, steady jobs, jobs that actually help people pay rent, those are some of the big things. And if we aren't using our mainstream services as prevention for people once they get housed, we're going to be on this merry-go-round for a long time, and we don't want to be. None of us want to be, but especially the families and the babies, yes, who are experiencing homelessness. So that's my big push. I do believe that I was saddened when we asked Nan, I asked you, about what's coming down the pike federally about building more affordable housing. When she said nothing, I was saddened. But the trust fund, yes. Did you say that was $1 per person, something like that? I think that we have to continue the push here. We have to work with entities like Housing California and with our local groups like EBHO to continue to advocate for affordable housing. Our huge partners in this are our affordable housing developers. We have to work with them continuously to open up those portals for people who are homeless, who want to become the formerly homeless. These are the things that we have to do, and I think that we are doing it. I was a little tired when I came in today, but I've been inspired by things that I've heard, and I'm thinking that if we continue, do it with integrity, keep listening, keep changing and responding, keep working together and holding each other accountable for doing good work, it's going to get better.